Jasen Rice here with Lotpop, another Lotparty quick tip. Wanted to go over, and I think I'm good. Mic's on, ready to roll. I just got done with a Lotpop University class today. We had 6 people in attendance, one more than we usual. We're full for next one, which is next week, but March and April's open if you want to go to Lotpop University. Again, good turnout. We had 6 today. We got another half day tomorrow. And we got one next Tuesday, Wednesday. I could squeeze in maybe 1 or 2 people the following week. I think we're at 5, but if we want to push it to 6 or 7, we can. What's up, Caleb? And so if you're interested in, next Tuesday, Wednesday, we're doing another university, and then it'll start up in March and April. I think we have a few dates on the site itself if you want to check it out. But the reason why I brought it up is because the reason why I'm bringing up the university is because my topic, maybe that late model rental car is the best car to stock, is something that I discussed. I've been mulling it over for years, and I've had the idea, but I talked about it again today at the university, and I didn't want to forget about bringing it up here. And that's really kind of the benefit of maybe carrying these late models. I had an independent lot that would carry late models purposely. I thought as an independent, he should maybe carry stuff that he don't have to compete against the franchise dealers, plus the new car incentives and everything else. But he argued the fact that it was a quicker turnaround time and less recon dollars. And so that argument made sense for me and for him, or his explanation to me. But over the years too, one of the things that I've been trying to create was what I call lot legacy, meaning kind of think of it as a family tree and all the branches that would come away from a single sale, and not just focusing on front end gross profit. And so what I mean by that, we know late model program cars are hard to compete with. They're very price sensitive if incentives change on new cars and stuff like that. So we know the catches of that are, it's kind of hard to turn those cars sometimes because they're very price sensitive. So the front end usually aren't the biggest ones. But think about this. Everybody's at the lane, or everybody wishes they had that 10-year-old car with low miles that was the local trade. And a lot of our cheaper cars, especially, not everybody carries a 5, 8, 10, 12 grand car, but sometimes those 12 to 15 grand cars that are a little bit older, or anything less than 12 grand, there's some faults to it. One, if it ends up aging, you're price aggressive. Or 2, it's hard to come by low mile, nice car that's cheap. You're going to get people from outside your market area coming in after that car, right? They're going to come in and buy that car. And so the potential of getting any further business from that customer is very light because they're driving 2 hours away. Those customers driving 2 hours away more likely probably got their financing already set up or paying cash, quote unquote, either paying actual check, or they come in with a check from their bank, which is kind of like a cash deal to them, and then RDU, and then, or they don't bring their trade because they're coming so far away and just going to sell it themselves. Not only that, what's the odds of a decent trade on a 10, 12-year-old car, or 8, 10, 12-year-old car, the cheaper cars? You might get a trade, but more likely it's a rougher car that's going to be wholesaled. So trade opportunity is not there. So when I talk about lot legacy, I'm looking at all the potential opportunities. And so that older car, everybody's at the lane. Everybody wants the 11, 12s, and 13s. Everybody wants the cheaper car, 10 to 15 grand, 0 to 10 grand cars. But if you think about it, those cars end up with maybe 1 transaction, maybe 2. You might get financing. The trade that they bring in more likely is going to be a rougher car. If it's already an 8, 10-year-old car, or with 90 or 100,000 miles, what do you think their trade is more likely? So more likely not getting F&I, might come outside the market for that car. Versus a late model rental car type of vehicle. Let's talk about Impalas and Malibus and Focuses and Fusions and Escapes, or something that's a high volume type rental car. One, nobody's probably traveling very far to get that car, so it's going to be a lot of local market customers. That's a good thing, because if you could do good service walk or get an F&I opportunity. 2, the later model cars are higher dollars, so it's probably going to end up being a high percentage of being financed because they're a little bit higher dollars, anywhere from $18,000 to $25,000. So more likely they're going to F&I and get an opportunity there. And then three is obviously the trade-ins. Those trades might be that 10, 11, 12-year-old car, 10, 11, or 12, 2010s, 11s, 12s, 13s, or the cars that are hard to get at the lane. So the trades on a 18 or 19 late model car are more likely cars that you can retail. So think about that. The 10 grand car somebody drove 2 hours away to buy, doesn't bring a trade and pays cash, or maybe you get a little financing on it, maybe, maybe not. Versus, so that's just one transaction, versus a late model 2018 that's 18 grand that the customer finances with you, probably gets some F&I, that's probably local, that probably has a trade. Now that trade ends up to being another deal that you get another F&I and they come back for service. And then the one initial car that you sold, got that trade, got F&I, and then because they went F&I, maybe got an extended warranty or they're local and they're coming into service 4 times in 2 or 3 years. And then 2 or 3 years they're ready to upgrade, and guess who they get to buy it from? And that's you again. They trade in that car that they bought from you 2 or 3 years ago. And you can see my point. It's a big family tree, and the legacy of that one rental car that you only made $300 in the front might have made your store 5, 10 grand over a big period of time, depending on service and trades and all the other connecting vines. So think about that when you are stocking your inventory. Late model trade-in or late model rental cars probably need little to low recon, tires, brakes, windshields, right? Maybe under warranty. So faster turnaround time, lower dollars expense on service. Good and bad thing, right? I mean, obviously we make money on service too, but it's the turnaround time, the cycle of that, the expense, good thing there. Faster turnaround time probably lead to a trade that's retailable. That trade leads to another trade and or F&I opportunities. And then the car you did sell gets some F&I, local buyer. So huge opportunity on these late model cars. Just don't give up on them. And I think once I realized this and started thinking of the lot legacy and all the different opportunities, yes, my thumbs hurt. Dog bite, I'll explain later. When you explain all those opportunities versus the cars that everybody wants that 10 grand car that you'll make one shot at versus maybe a late model trade that you have 20 other shots at with trades, F&Is, and repeat customers and service work. So consider that. Think about that, because as you're going into these next couple months, next 45 days, volume is going to pick up. You're going to want to be stocking and keeping up with that volume. I will also tell you by mid-March, you might want to slim down, because usually by mid-April going into May, things get light. So have fun over the next 45 days. Traffic should pick up. Sales should pick up. And you might be able to hold a little bit more on your pricing a little bit. Check out your trends to make sure you don't bleed through, because come April going into May, it's going to get a little bit shorter. Hope this is helpful. You want a free inventory evaluation, go to lotpop.com. All these get posted on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, up here I'm going to post more tips. Down here, please subscribe, you'll get updated, and all these go on podcasts to listen on iTunes or anywhere else. Give me any feedback you like in the comments. I like to see your perspective on this, if this type of stocking makes sense. 314-568-2754 is my number, or 844-LOTPOP4. Thanks.